Priceless. Trump just turned the tables on corrupt Mueller. Judge delivers major victory by Teresa Monroe Hamilton for RWNofficial.com. It turns out that President Trump has been right all along, that his presidential campaign has been the victim of spying and planted moles who were, in fact, FBI informants or undercover agents. He is demanding full investigation into the matter as more and more people come forward and facts are uncovered, and as the Mueller witch hunt drags on. Republican congressional leaders are furious that senior officials at the Department of Justice and the FBI have stonewalled in turning over documents that could very well reveal the political origins of the current criminal investigation of the president by special counsel Robert Mueller. Judge Andrew Napolitano, who I revere as a constitutional originalist, is asking some very pointed questions over all of this. Can the president intercede in a federal criminal investigation of which he himself is a subject? Can Congress intercede in a DOJ criminal investigation? When this was all started more than a year and a half ago, Mueller was named special counsel so he could investigate serious and demonstrable evidence of Russian government interference in the 2016 presidential election. None of that has ever been found or proven to date. Trump neither sought, accepted, or facilitated foreign intervention. If he had, it would have been uncovered actually long ago. I hereby demand, and will do so officially tomorrow, that the Department of Justice look into whether or not the FBI, DOJ infiltrated or surveilled the Trump campaign for political purposes, and if any such demands or requests were made by people within the Obama administration. From the very beginning, Mueller has been trying to prove that there was some kind of agreement between the Trump campaign and foreign entities. If the agreement plus actions to enact it had been proven, those involved would be guilty of conspiracy, even if the agreed upon result never materialized. Trump has denied all of this many times over, though Mueller and his team of prosecutors and FBI agents have not uncovered a conspiracy. They have turned up evidence of other crimes. They have obtained 19 indictments, some for financial crimes, some for lying to the FBI agents, and some for foreign interference in the election. They have also secured 4 guilty pleas for lying, in which those who pleaded guilty agreed to assist the government, but some contend this was done under duress. 9 of the indictments are against Russian intelligence agents. Ironically, the president himself sanctioned these individuals by barring their travel here and their use of American banks and commercial enterprises. Though he considers Mueller's investigation a witch hunt, Trump has taken steps to ensure that Russian interference in our affairs is curtailed. Mueller has also potentially come across evidence of obstruction of justice by the president while in office and financial crimes prior to entering the office, all of which Trump has denied. Obstruction of justice consists of interfering with a judicial proceeding for a corrupt purpose. The logic here is tangled. Trump was within his purview to fire Comey if he did not trust him or if he wanted his own person in the position. However, if it can be proven that he fired Comey because he was the subject of a criminal investigation, his purpose is corrupt and obstruction of justice comes into play. Mueller is looking into bank fraud and money laundering, or the passage of ill-gotten gains through numerous bank accounts to make the gains appear lawful. These too, Trump has denied. John Brennan is panicking. He has disgraced himself. He has disgraced the country. He has disgraced the entire intelligence community. He is the one man who is largely responsible for the destruction of America's faith in the intelligence community and in some people at the FBI, and I would say at the top of the FBI. Brennan started this entire debacle about President Trump. We now know that Brennan has had detailed knowledge of the phony dossier. He knows about the dossier. He denied knowledge of the dossier. He briefs the Gang of Eight on the Hill about the dossier, which they then used to start an investigation about Trump. It is that simple. This guy is the genesis of this whole debacle. This was a political hit job. This was not an intelligence investigation. Brennan has disgraced himself. He's worried about staying out of jail, Dan Bongino. But again, back here where they say about Comey. Comey said to the president on three separate occasions, you're not under investigation. And yet, they're still investigating this. I mean, are you kidding me? Trump wasn't under investigation. He was told by Comey 3 times. So as Mueller and his team keep digging, they find more things to potentially pile up as lawyers and as federal prosecutors. Mueller's team members have ethical obligations to uncover whatever evidence of a crime they come upon, and when professionally feasible and legally appropriate, either prosecutor or pass the evidence on the other federal prosecutors, as they did in the case of evidence of fraud against Michael Cohen, a former confidant and lawyer for Trump before he was president. However, Mueller has strayed far beyond the scope of his original task, and all he has so far is circumstantial, unverified incidents to use against Trump. Judge Napolitano addressed the spies and moles issue this way. The president cannot interfere with criminal investigations against himself without running the risk of additional charges of obstruction of justice, interference with a judicial process, the gathering of evidence, and its presentation to a grand jury for a corrupt purpose, impeding his own prosecution or impeachment. Nor can members of Congress see whatever they want in the midst of a criminal investigation, particularly if they might share whatever they see with the person being investigated. Prosecutors have a privilege to keep their files secret until they reach the time that the law provides for them to go public, because Mueller is faced with the legal equivalent of assembling a 10,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. He is not yet ready to show his cards. If his cards contain materials from confidential sources, people whose identities he promised not to reveal, or if his cards contain evidence he presented to a grand jury, he may not lawfully reveal what he has until it is time to exonerate the president, indict him, or present a report to Mueller's DOJ superiors that is intended for the House of Representatives. Can the president investigate his investigators? Yes, but not until the investigation of him is completed. That's because no one can fruitfully examine the legitimacy of the origins of the case against Trump without knowing the evidence and the charges. Trump's allegations are of extreme scandal, the use of FBI assets by the Obama administration to impede his presidential campaign. Yet, if he is exonerated, those allegations will lose their sting. If he is charged with crimes or impeachable offenses that do not have their origins in politically charged spying, then his allegations will be moot. But if he were to force the DOJ to turn over raw investigative files now to politicians who want to help him, he might very well be impeding the criminal case against him. that would be profoundly threatening to the rule of law, for it provides that no man can be the prosecutor or the judge in his own case. Even Trump's lawyers acknowledged that he could not lawfully do that. This is one of the reasons that Trump does not fire Mueller and is letting this play out. In the end, Trump will be exonerated. However, I somewhat disagree with Judge Napolitano. I believe that Trump will be even more likely to go after those who spied on him and will be well within his rights to do so. This is a scandal that far surpasses Watergate, and I think that the president will go after those who violated the Constitution and tried to turn our republic into a banana republic. He's turning the tables on Mueller, and the hunter will become the hunted. Yeah, so it's like a little bit tricky. That's why we're saying, but other people said that you can fire Mueller. Dershowitz said that Trump could fire anybody he chooses. And why is Napolitano saying this? It's like a little confusing. But, I guess Trump knows what he's doing, and he's going to turn the tables on them and go after them full speed. And I hope that they get prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, because we all know Mueller's got crap. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.